Welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back here guys for a news roundup video, and in today's video we are going to be discussing the latest on Messi, Suarez and Ousmane Dembélé, the injury issues, but most importantly how their recoveries are coming along. It is some massive games that we have coming up, and of course in this news roundup we're also going to be touching on some transfer topics. It's all coming up. Let's do this! And if we start right here with the fitness of Lionel Messi, which has certainly been a talking point over the past few days following Friday's friendly match against Venezuela. He did pick up some pain, he was feeling a bit of discomfort following that game, and as a result of that he's now pulled out of Argentina's friendly against Morocco and he's returned to Barcelona to focus on that recovery. What he felt really was some lower abdominal pelvic pain. It was sort of a little bit of discomfort, nothing crazy, nothing serious. That has to be stressed here. This is not a big injury or anything like that for Lionel Messi right now, but he is feeling just a little bit of pain. So what he's going to do right now, he's going to be back at the Ciutat Esportiva, Barcelona's training ground. He's going to be recovering there. He's going to be resting there, just doing some light recovery work in the gym and out on the field, and basically they're going to keep checking him, they're going to do all the relevant tests, they're going to make sure that he's absolutely right. He's going to be assessed before the Espanyol game whether he plays a part in that game. And Sport this morning, touching on Suarez and Messi as well, they basically say that both of those players are expected to be involved against Espanyol, which is this coming Saturday, the derby at the Camp Nou, and Suarez has that ankle problem. He's been recovering very well over the international break. Messi is nothing serious at all, so both of those players are expected to be involved against Espanyol. No worries there. But of course, with regard to Ousmane Dembélé, things are a bit more serious. He did pick up quite a serious injury that's going to keep him out between 3 to 4 weeks. That happened about 10 days ago now, and since that time, Dembélé, according to reports, has been working incredibly hard to really recover as quickly as he possibly could from that injury. Dembélé has reportedly been at the club's training ground, the training facilities, really working on that recovery, like I say, in the gym, doing everything possible to get back. He's been there every single day that he could have been, every available day last week and continuing on this week. He's been there recovering. Suarez and Rafinha, they've both been recovering from injuries, but both those players took at least one day off. Dembélé has been there every single time. He's motivated, he's absolutely aware of what he has to do to return as soon as he possibly can, and he's really, really determined to make that first leg match at Old Trafford against Manchester United in the Champions League. He's been working very, very closely with the Barcelona physiotherapist Xavi Linde, and he's been undergoing actually marathon sessions to try to reduce his recovery time, and that is very, very impressive. Somebody here who has a clear idea of what they want to do. He's got a great attitude now. Really, really commending Dembele here for what he's doing. This is what we want to see from a young player who has so much potential, and apparently the idea is for Ousmane Dembele is basically to get himself fit and get himself ready to be involved at some stage in that Atletico Madrid match in the league just a few days before that first leg game. That's going to be on the 6th of April. He's going to play some minutes there against Atletico if he can make it in time for that game. That'll then test his hamstring, see how he's feeling, and then of course just days later, Man United at Old Trafford. If he's right, he will play. But now on to some interesting news surrounding the future of our centre-back Samuel Umtiti, somebody again who has been playing over the international break. He's been with his country and he's going to be certainly looking to push on now when he gets back to Barcelona, try and get himself back in that first team. He is going to have to work, just like Dembele, very, very hard indeed. But following last week's speculation, which actually linked Umtiti with an exit to the Premier League this summer, either to Man United or to Manchester City, Umtiti was actually asked in a TV interview in France with Telefoot, he was asked if he will be at Barcelona next season, and Umtiti's answer was very, very clear. He said, yes, I will be at Barcelona next season, and for that, there's no doubt about it. Umtiti wants to remain. And I just want to bring you here quite an interesting story on the transfer front regarding Alex Grimaldo. Of course, the player that we sold to Benfica back in December of 2015. It was one of our biggest regrets, the left-back leaving for just 1.5 million euros to Benfica. And since he's gone there, he has come on leaps and bounds, showing all that potential we knew that he had. And he has developed right now into an outstanding left-back at 23 years old. And now he's attracting the attention of all the major clubs right around Europe. And he is firmly on the radar of those kind of clubs. But a very interesting report here from Mundo Deportivo this morning actually say that Barcelona have an agreement when they sold Grimaldo to Benfica for that cut price. His contract was expiring. We sold him there to Benfica, and as a result of that, one of the clauses in that sale was that Barcelona would have 15% of any future transfer fee for Grimaldo leaving Benfica. And with the likes of Man City, Atletico, Arsenal, Juventus all interested in Grimaldo ahead of the summer transfer window, Barcelona here could receive a very welcome bonus in the coming months. Because, for instance, should Benfica Benfica sell him for, say, 40 million, there's some of that is the going rate now, possibly even more for somebody like Grimaldo, up and coming, a really, really big talent. If he was sold for 40 million, Barca there would receive 6 million euros from that sale. That would be 15%. But on the flip side of that, another way of looking at it, if we actually went for Grimaldo ourselves, we are desperately in need of a left-back. Grimaldo is certainly an exciting player. If we actually looked at our mistake, looked to rectify, admitting that we did make a mistake letting him go, if we went for him for 40 million, we would actually only end up paying 34 million to Benfica for his services. But MD actually go on to say in this article that Barcelona would consider bringing him back. They understand his talent, they realise their mistake, but he wants first team football, he wants to be the first choice, and with Jordi Alba only just having signed a new contract at the club, that would be a very, very difficult transfer indeed to complete this summer. And of course, we couldn't have a news roundup without talking about Matthijs de Ligt, and I do have some new information both on the transfer as a whole and de Ligt himself. De Ligt, of course, was in action last night against Germany in the Euro 2020 qualifiers, and he had a bit of a mixed evening. For the first goal for Germany, he slipped, unfortunately. It was really bad timing. It wasn't really a massive mistake. All he did was lose his footing, and Germany, as a result of that, scored the first goal. And a lot of people are sort of jumping on that, saying, is de Ligt overrated? Is he really going to be a good signing this summer? What I would say there is, any young centre-back coming through, learning the game in, game out, they're going to make mistakes. Nobody is perfect, especially a centre-back there. Every single match he's going to improve, that experience is going to grow. And if you just look at Virgil van Dijk, a fantastic centre-back there, alongside him last night, Liverpool, he's been outstanding this season. He also made a mistake in that game. The second goal, he actually shows Gnabry inside, doesn't show him down the line, he allows him the space to cut inside, and of course the finish is sensational, but it's also a minor mistake there on the side of Virgil van Dijk. It can happen to any centre-back in the world, so certainly no alarm bells should be ringing over Matthijs de Ligt. And according to Cat Radio, as we know, a very reliable source when it comes to transfers, they say basically this week, especially the beginning of this week, will be very, very key in the negotiations for de Ligt coming to Barcelona. Ajax and Barcelona will meet. We know their relationship right now is looking very, very good. Bartomeu and Barcelona's executive director will actually meet directly with Ajax's board, the likes of Overmars, taking the forefront in these kind of negotiations. And Barcelona here are really intent on not making this a saga. Much like Frenkie de Jong, they don't really want other clubs to start getting involved. They don't really want that price to be bumped up as much as it possibly can. They want to nip this in the bud. They want to get the deal done. They want everything signed, and they want to get de Ligt agreed as a Barcelona player as soon as we possibly can. And what is also very interesting this morning is on the cover of Sport, you see Matthijs de Ligt, of course, he's a massive, massive talking point right now in the Spanish newspapers, but also there on the cover, Jean-Claire Todibo, and for the first time, we've seen an official link here between Todibo and Ajax. According to Sport, Ajax are indeed interested in acquiring the services for 1 season, for 2 seasons on loan of Jean-Claire Todibo, and potentially Bartomeu, when they travel to Ajax, when they talk with the directors, they are going to use that on the table as a negotiating tactic. Todibo is going to be there for a bit of leverage, just to ease the deal, just to obviously strengthen that relationship between Barcelona and with Ajax. Todibo could be heading there on loan. Ajax are open to it, and it's very, very interesting, because obviously we've been talking about this now for a number of weeks. We've been saying that Todibo would be fantastic, really, if he could go to Ajax, improve there, develop there. That would be the perfect place for him. But now, the first time that we've actually seen in print official links between Todibo and with Ajax. Interesting signs. And it is quite interesting this morning simply because we haven't really heard anything about Todibo leaving on loan or the clubs that he's going to, but there has been another report from MD which say that Ajax is not the only club that's interested in taking Todibo on loan for next season. AS Roma have emerged as another potential suitor, but obviously you look at that deal, obviously everything that went down with Malcolm, Roma and Barcelona, their relationship right now isn't exactly brilliant, and MD do say that Ajax remain the front runners as of right now for Todibo. And just some final bit of news here on the Luka Jović front. Of course, we've been mentioning de Ligt and Luka Jović now week upon week upon week. There have been lots of different reports surrounding these two players, and it's absolutely certain that Barcelona are tracking both of them and actively want to sign both of those guys. And tonight, once again, Eric Abidal will be in attendance to watch and scout Luka Jović in person, in the flesh. They want to see what he can do. Tonight, Portugal will be playing Serbia in Lisbon, and Abidal will be in attendance to see how Jović does, to monitor his progress. And after scoring against Germany earlier on in this international break, it's going to be very, very interesting tonight to see what Jović can do against Portugal. Can he enhance his reputation? Can he impress the scouts once again? We'll have to wait and see. And so that there is just some very important topics that I did want to bring you this morning from the media, guys. Some interesting things there certainly to build on and to discuss in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of today's subjects, and of course, Let me know what you think regarding Messi, Suarez, Dembele. Would you play Messi and Suarez this weekend? Let me know in the comments down below. I will see you soon, of course, with more videos. But until then, as always, Visca El Barça.